Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Diego Castro. Cases of firecracker-related incidents continue to rise ahead of the New Year's Day celebrations. From just 4 cases daily from December 22 to 24, the total number of fireworks-related injuries this holiday season has now climbed to 52. That's after the Health Department recorded 24 fireworks-related injuries on December 26. 5 of these patients underwent traumatic amputation, resulting in lost or mangled fingers and hands. 3 of them were minors and 2 were adults. Metro Manila accounted for 38% of the injuries. The DOH has since urged local governments and authorities to stop the sale of illegal fireworks in their localities. But speaking of sales, the prices of some firecrackers and lights have increased in the fireworks capital of the country, Bukawi, Bulacan. If before each price of quitis cost only 6 pesos, now it has reached 8 pesos. For 100 pieces, it is now up 800 pesos from the previous 600 pesos. The 1,000 shots of sawa also increased by 200 pesos from 600 pesos to 800 pesos. If you're looking for aerial fireworks, the cheapest is the 16 shot, priced from 1,800 pesos to 2,000 pesos. This is up from the previous 1,600 to 1,700 pesos. According to vendors, there is a high demand but limited supply of firecrackers and fireworks, so expect the prices to rise as December 31 or New Year's Eve approaches. President Bongbong Marcos extends the lower tariffs on rice, corn, and pork products until the end of 2024. On behalf of Marcos, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin signed Executive Order 50, which maintains the lower tariffs on these commodities. The EO cited possible droughts and dry spells that could affect rice and corn production, as well as trade restrictions in some countries that could affect prices. The EO also intends to ensure food security, help manage inflationary pressures, and augment the supply of basic agricultural commodities and diversify the country's market sources. Under the current modifications on import duties, the tariff rate for rice is 35%, 15 to 25% for pork, and 5 to 15% for corn. The government remains firm in its stand not to extend the deadline for the consolidation of operators to comply with the PBBM modernization program. According to the Transportation Department, there will be no more extension beyond the December 31 due date. This despite appeals from drivers and operators to give them more time to comply with the policy. Several transport groups have since hit the streets once more to protest the PBBM modernization program. For their part, Transport Group Piston remains hopeful that a temporary restraining order will be issued by the Supreme Court. Manibela, on the other hand, appealed for compassion from President Marcos regarding the drivers and operators facing livelihood loss due to the LTFRB suspension in January 2024. The group said there are still around 40,000 traditional jeepney units that have yet to join the consolidation.
Talagang nakikiusap kami sa ating Pangulo na sana magkaroon siya ng puso sa ating mga pobreng tsuper at operator, na ito lamang yung alam po na kabuhayan natin sa ngayon, dahil nga wala namang available po na pagkakakitaan, at ito na yung niyakap naming kabuhayan.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. The government continues to study its position in dealing with the International Criminal Court and possibly returning as a member. But if you ask former palace spokesman Harry Roque, there may be more as to why the Marcos government suddenly changed its tune. In his program, The Spokes Hour, Attorney Roque claimed that the change in position regarding the ICC may have something to do with destabilization rumors that surfaced early last month. Recall that AFP Chief Romeo Browner claimed to have been misquoted after mentioning supposed destabilization efforts among former military officials. Roque said President Marcos may have gotten the wrong idea after his predecessor Rodrigo Duterte met with military veterans.
Hindi ko alam kung anong topic na usapan nila, pero baka may kinalaman yung sinasabi ni Armed Forces Chief of Staff Browder na destab. So at that point, nagkaroon ng duda na baka nagdi-destab itong si FPRRD. Samahan mo pa na biglang nagpulong si FPRRD kay President Xi. Diyan daw nabago. At diyan nagdesisyon daw ang PBBM mismo na makipagtulungan sa ICC at pag-aralan ang pagbalik sa ICC. Hindi po pala si House Speaker ito, si Presidente PBBM. Di umano ang nasa likod dito.
A political analyst expects a quote open warfare between Marcos and the Dutertes. Speaking on the big story, political analyst and former political advisor to the late President Noynoy Aquino, Ronald Llamas, believes that President Marcos gave his blessing on several moves that have focused on the Dutertes. These include the House's proposed review on the ICC investigation, as well as the removal of VP Sara Duterte's confidential funds. With the alleged conflict between the two sides, Llamas said that an open warfare between the Marcos administration and the Dutertes will likely take place next year.
Tingin ko, Risa, hindi lang nawala yung unity ng UNITEAM. Ito ay open warfare na. Kaya medyo colorful, medyo intense, medyo masaya yung ating bagong taon. Hindi lang magpuputukan yung mga fireworks. Ang tingin ko, no, after ng New Year, ay makikita natin yung open warfare. Na medyo sinimulan na rin ni Vice President Sara Duterte nung binanatan niya si President Bongbong Marcos dun sa kanyang peace talk, no, a deal with the devil.
Let's now take a quick look at other stories we're watching. The Armed Forces has once again slammed China for claiming anew that Manila is stirring up trouble in the West Philippine Sea. The military says all of its operations are aligned with domestic and international laws. Migration expert Manny Gaslani says a new deployment deal between the Philippines and Kuwait may be reached before March of next year. The deployment remains suspended following the murder of helper Julie Biranara. And Pag-asa assures the public that water at Angat Dam is enough to last through the dry season amid the ongoing El Nino. It says there was enough rainfall this year, despite fewer tropical cyclones. And that's it for this hour. Join us again at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.